What's going on, guys? Kai Chen Chisholm here again for 5 Reasons Sports. In today's video, we're going to be talking about what the Miami Dolphins need to do to have a successful game and a, shall we say, upset against the Seattle Seahawks this Sunday. And one of the main things that I think we need to talk about starts with the secondary. But before we get into anything with the video, I have to say, please, guys, make sure you follow me on Twitter and my own personal YouTube. Both links will be down below in the description. And, of course, it'll be up on the screen if you need to see it as well. It's at Samurai Radio, SAMURAIIRADIO. I know it's a little weird with the 2 eyes on Samurai, but, hey, that's what was needed in order to make myself special and unique, I guess. But, again, Seattle Seahawks, Miami Dolphins. What needs to be done for the Dolphins to have a chance against the Seahawks and a chance against probably what everybody is calling the MVP candidate and MVP favorite candidate, actually. Maybe, I guess you say him and Aaron Rodgers, really, for, you know, the MVP, the most valuable player this season. Russell Wilson's been lights out. And I think it starts on defense because I don't think you want to get into a shootout with the Seattle Seahawks. We saw the Cowboys get into, I guess, a shootout with the Seahawks. But one of the main things that they were able to do when they had the chances was to abuse the secondary for the Seattle Seahawks and be able to kind of nitpick at some of the things that they do wrong and some of the things that they don't really excel at very well. They don't have a bad secondary by any means, but their secondary still was having trouble keeping up with some of the receivers. You know, you saw CeeDee Lamb get open a couple times, Michael Gallup get open a couple times in situations where they really probably shouldn't have been open, some broken coverages, some really just some mistakes really that Dak Prescott, Mike McCarthy, and Kellen Moore were able to kind of take advantage of. Of course, you have Zeke in the run game, so those were situations that they were able to use as well. But the defense in Seattle isn't what it always has been. You get Jamal Adams to really kind of be one of those new guys, and he's been okay, but he hasn't. I mean, you don't really get him to be a coverage safety, right? You don't get Jamal Adams to be a guy that's gonna be covering. You have him in the box, right? You get Jamal Adams because he's a safety to come into the box. You can send him on some blitzes. He's really good in those areas. Have him cover some tight end situations like that. And really be kind of that thumper, that enforcer that you wanted on that defense, something that you might have lacked really since you lost Earl Thomas and you lost Cam Chancellor. You just want him to be a guy. Legion of Boom. You want it to just be in that situation, right? But their defense isn't the same as it's always been. I think that the Cowboys showed that. You know, the Cowboys still lost. They still weren't really in the game 24/7. They did make some plays here and there, though, but you saw with them, and the Cowboys are probably better offense. Even the Cowboys offensive line a little bit makeshift in those situations, you know, that they were able to kind of nitpick and expose some situations down the middle of the field. There were times where CeeDee Lamb was open when he definitely shouldn't have been. So you want to see the Dolphins really kind of attack those situations and be able to give Ryan Fitzpatrick time on offense with the offensive line, which, as we talked about earlier this week, has been doing a great job, has been able to kind of be that builder and build and build and build and be the guy, you know, with the offensive line again that can make those plays, right? The offensive line has been able to be good, and all those 5 guys have been able to build, link together. Their chemistry is very good, so they've been able to kind of make plays on their own, even without really being playmakers, right? They've been able to open up holes in the run game, keep Ryan Fitzpatrick up in the pass game. So, of course, you look at that. You want the offensive line to have another good game, but your receivers, I mean, situations like that, Mike Gesicki, you got to attack the middle of the field there with Devontae Parker. If you need, whatever you need to do, Preston Williams, if you need to get him going as well, Jakeem Grant, get him on situations. We saw he's able to be useful against the Jaguars. Get them in situations where they can succeed. Get the team in situations where they're able to really attack the weakness, which is the Seahawks defense right now. But then it gets to the offense side of the ball. You just have to find a way, and no one's been able to yet in 3 weeks. It's still early, but in 3 weeks, no one's found a way to keep Russell Wilson contained. The receiving, they have, Greg Olsen, old, but he can still make some catches. But really, Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf, I mean, playing great. They're getting open. Lockett has been making catches. Metcalf had a little bit of a mistake, but he came back and had a really big touchdown. I believe that was the one that put them in the lead, so it was the game winner, if I'm not mistaken. They've been great, and it starts with Russell Wilson and his ability to make plays outside of the pocket. We talked about how the Dolphins, the defense, has to be able to contain these quarterbacks that can make plays outside of the pocket, and they have to be able to contain these quarterbacks as much as they possibly can. The defense has to do a good job. It starts obviously in the trenches. The defensive line has got to be able to attack that weak offensive line that the Seahawks have and make some plays. They have to, especially this week. And the corners. Right now, will Byron Jones play? At the time of recording, it's not so sure. If he is playing, that would be great. Who knows if he will? But you have to contain DK Metcalf, and you have to contain Tyler Lockett. You cannot let them get open on these huge plays then you have to decide, do you put X, who doesn't seem 100%, on DK Metcalf? Do you put, Noah Igbenogany on Tyler Lockett? How do you need to have someone probably over the top to help with safety? What are you going to do in those situations? Brandon Jones has been making plays. You have to find a way to get those guys and neutralize. Tyler Lockett, of course, again, he's been making play after play. DK Metcalf, besides that one little goof, has been making play after play. Another situation where everyone was like, how does a guy like this fall like that? You have to keep yourself in the game and I guess try to be in a shootout. And on the defensive side of the ball, you just have to continue to push forward and you have to make sure that you can try to contain Russ as much as possible. I really, really don't expect the Dolphins to win, but these are one of those games where, if something goes right in that Miami Heat 1 p.m. kickoff time, if it doesn't rain, although it looks like it might because the radar is all over the place for this week, is it possible? Can you catch them on their bad day? We saw that they were weak when they played the Patriots, albeit a better team defensively than the Miami Dolphins and probably just in general an all better team all around, best coach in the NFL, yada, 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 right? But you saw there were some weaknesses, and especially in the defense. If you can continue to attack those situations, you're going to have a good situation and you're going to have a good game and situation in your hand if you can continue to attack that Seahawks defense. Every single time we've been saying stop the run, the past 3 weeks, right? Stop the run, contain the quarterbacks in the pocket. We got to figure it out some way, somehow, right? Right now, it's really stop Russ. If you can stop Russ somehow, some way, or at least contain him a little bit, you're not going to stop him, but if you can get him to have a good game and not a great game like he's been having, or an average game for Russ's standards, then you'll be able to keep yourself in the game and possibly win this. Remember, the last time that the Dolphins played Seattle, albeit they're probably a better team, I think that was 2016, they almost won. I think it was 16-13, and they were playing at CenturyLink Field in front of all those fans. I don't expect them to win the game. I don't. I expect them to compete because they've competed in all 3 games that they've played. I expect them to compete. I don't expect them to get absolutely destroyed. But it's a potential upset of the week. I would put faith in it, though. Of course, you got to always cheer for your team. Again, it's weird to say that I don't expect them to win, but it's a potential upset. That's not me saying it as a Dolphins fan. That's just me saying it as the Seahawks have some glaring weaknesses. And if you can contain Russ just even a little bit, there's a really big chance that it's possible. Again, don't know if it's going to happen, but it's there. And I expect the coaching staff, it's not a bad coaching staff in Miami. It's not like the same coaching staff we had in 2016. I hope you guys did very much enjoy this video. Guys, make sure you check out all the stuff. I'm recording this before the Heat game, so hopefully the Heat won game 1 of the NBA Finals. Thank you guys so much for the love that you've been giving on all the videos for everyone here at 5 Reasons. Whether it's Miami with Michael, catching up with Tamara and Kylie, or really anything, the post-game, pre-game for the Heat, Inter Miami, Miami Dolphins, the Marlins, anything that we've had here at 5 Reasons. Thank you guys so much for the love and support on those and continuing to subscribe, like the videos, build the channel, comment, interact with everybody here. All of us really appreciate it. All of us really love it. So once again, this has been Kai Chan Chisholm for 5 Reasons Sports, and I will see you guys next time.